My fellow citizens, at this hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger. On my orders, coalition forces have begun striking selected targets of military importance to undermine Saddam Hussein's ability to wage war. These are opening stages of what will be a broad and concerted campaign. More than 35 countries are giving crucial support, from the use of naval and air bases, to help with intelligence and logistics, to the deployment of combat units. Every nation in this coalition has chosen to bear the duty and share the honor of serving in our common defense. To all the men and women of the United States Armed Forces now in the Middle East, the peace of a troubled world and the hopes of an oppressed people now depend on you. That trust is well placed. The enemies you confront will come to know your skill and bravery. The people you liberate will witness the honorable and decent spirit of the American military.
Born on April 28, 1937, in the village of Al-Auja near Tikrit, Iraq, Saddam Hussein's early years were fraught with hardship. His father, Hussein Abd al-Majid, disappeared before Saddam was born, possibly dead or abandoning the family, leading to severe economic challenges. His mother, Suba Tulfa al-Musalat, was deeply affected by this loss and even attempted to abort Saddam and commit suicide. These traumatic early experiences shaped Saddam's outlook on life. After his father's disappearance and the death of his older brother from cancer, Saddam's mother sent him to live with his maternal uncle, Khairallah Talfa, in Baghdad. Talfa, a fervent Arab nationalist and former army officer, had a profound impact on young Saddam, instilling in him a sense of resilience and a belief in Arab unity and strength. Growing up in Baghdad, Saddam struggled to fit in, often facing bullying and prejudice due to his rural origins and family background. This isolation and the influence of his uncle fostered a deep-seated desire for power and control. Inspired by his uncle's nationalist ideas and the political turmoil in Iraq, Saddam joined the Ba'ath Party in 1957 at the age of 20. The party's ideology, focused on Arab unity and socialism, resonated with his aspirations, leading him to participate actively in revolutionary activities. In 1959, Saddam took part in an assassination attempt against Prime Minister Abd al-Karim Qasim, a key moment that marked his commitment to political struggle. After the failed coup, he fled to Syria and then to Egypt, where he lived in exile for several years, studying law at Cairo University and deepening his political connections. In 1979, Saddam ousted al-Bakr and became president of Iraq. He immediately launched a purge, executing many top officials to secure his authority. Saddam nationalized Iraq's oil industry, which funded ambitious infrastructure projects, including the development of roads, hospitals, and schools, fostering a temporary economic boom. His tenure was also marked by severe repression, including the use of chemical weapons against Kurdish civilians in the Al-Anfal campaign, and the initiation of the Iran-Iraq War, 1980 to 1988, a conflict that left both countries devastated and millions dead. In August 1990, Saddam invaded Kuwait, claiming historical territorial rights. This act triggered the Gulf War, where a US-led coalition swiftly defeated Iraqi forces. Post-war, Iraq faced harsh UN sanctions that crippled its economy, leading to widespread poverty and suffering among the Iraqi people. Despite multiple UN resolutions demanding disarmament, Saddam engaged in a cat-and-mouse game with international inspectors, leading to increasing tensions and suspicions about Iraq's weapons capabilities. In 2003, citing the threat of weapons of mass destruction, the US and its allies invaded Iraq. Within weeks, Saddam's regime collapsed, and he went into hiding. Found in December 2003 in a hiding hole near Tikrit, Saddam was captured and later tried by an Iraqi special tribunal. The trial focused on his brutal repression of dissent, including the massacre of Shia and Kurdish populations. On December 30, 2006, Saddam Hussein was executed by hanging, bringing an end to his tumultuous and violent rule, but leaving a legacy that would continue to haunt Iraq. Saddam's rule is infamous for its severe human rights abuses, including widespread torture, mass executions, and ethnic cleansing campaigns. His regime was marked by brutal repression of political dissent and the use of fear to maintain control. While Saddam's policies initially brought economic prosperity, his wars and the ensuing sanctions devastated Iraq's economy and infrastructure, leading to a long-lasting humanitarian crisis. The Gulf War and the Iran-Iraq War drained resources and left the country in ruins. The legacy of Saddam Hussein's rule continues to shape Iraq's political dynamics and has had profound implications for regional stability and global geopolitics, influencing the Middle East landscape to this day. Saddam Hussein's legacy is one of destruction and repression. He built Iraq into the Arab world's most dynamic economy but then ruined it. He pitted his country against the world, building a unity based on terror and coercion. He invaded and laid waste his neighbors and massacred his own citizens. His legacy includes a slow-moving, hierarchical bureaucracy and corrupt decision-making processes that have hamstrung a country looking to rebuild. His aggressive foreign policies and the invasion of Kuwait in 1990 led to international condemnation and military intervention. Saddam's rise to power through the Ba'ath Party was characterized by political purges and consolidation of power. His regime was known for grandiose military parades and a cult of personality that portrayed him as a heroic leader. Saddam's downfall came with the US-led invasion of Iraq in 2003, which led to his capture, trial, and eventual execution. His removal from power left a power vacuum that has had lasting effects on the region. Saddam Hussein's death by hanging at the age of 69 brought closure to some while igniting debates on justice, human rights, and the future of Iraq among Iraqi citizens, the international community, and observers worldwide. His trial was a landmark event in Iraq's history, addressing the atrocities committed during his rule.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Saddam Hussein was captured Saturday, December 13th at about 8:30 p.m. local in a cellar in the town of Ad-Duar, which is about 15 kilometers south of Tikrit. I want to say a few words to the people of Iraq. This is a great day in Iraq's history. For decades, hundreds of thousands of you suffered at the hands of this cruel man. For decades, Saddam Hussein divided you citizens against each other. For decades, he threatened and attacked your neighbors. Those days are over forever.